The stories you are about to hear are from two individuals who have come forward to share their experiences. They have disclosed how difficult it is to describe their life experiences in a way that is understandable to those unaffiliated with the life. Gangs. These two individuals are not affiliated by gang or as friends. To keep each of them safe, they do not know of each other's participation in these interviews. Please take note of the similarity of their stories.
Gang life here in Sunnyside, the truth is pretty cool. If you're wrapped up into all the drug dealing, carrying a gun, like everyone thinks it's cool to pack a gun to commit crimes. So the truth, it's pretty cool. You're around different women, you're around different things than you would normally do if you were at school, so.
Well, I don't know why all girls are attracted to the gang life. But I know I was attracted to the gang life because the gang, they were all guys, and then, so they were like my brothers. So when I needed something, they were the ones protecting me. When I needed something, they were the ones getting it for me. And when I had problems, they were the ones taking care of it for me. So I mean, that protection that they had and that feeling that they were my family kind of took over. So, I felt more comfortable with them than my actual family.
These girls, they were really young. They from the ages between 13 and 19. The youngest I ever saw was 12, but it's in between 13 and 19, so they're very young.
When I got started with the gangs, I was like 10 or 11.
The most girls that are attracted are the ones that don't have a father like me. I don't have a dad, so those are the rare ones that always come through. So it's those ones, it's the ones that grew up with both parents. The ones that parents don't pay attention to them, they let them do whatever they want.
Any girl is a target. So don't think, oh, that drug addict, it's gonna be her. Guess what? It could be your A+ student over there. You never know. Any and every type of girl is a target for this stuff. All they have to do is have a little bit of problems at home and know somebody that's doing that type of stuff. And hey, you're hooked for good. So it could be anybody.
Well, sometimes if you're lucky where it runs in your family, so let's say if your family's in a gang, well, you want to continue that cycle.
I don't know why I got started, because my older brother, my brother was like hanging out with gangs and stuff, so I would see them a lot, and then, I don't know, little by little, I started hanging out with them. I started talking to them, and then they became my friends, so I got involved.
There's a lot of ways. A lot of girls approach us, or another way how I would do it when I used to do it is start to talk to them, make them feel a little bit comfortable.
You usually become a part of it because you know somebody who's in that gang, and then they usually start taking you with that gang, or you meet one of them, somewhere, like meet at school, then you meet somebody from that certain gang, so you start clicking up with that person. Then they start taking you with the gang they're associated with. Then you start associating yourself with them. You slowly get into what they're doing.
Well, kickback, you got all kinds of variety. You got gangbangers, you got bicep, you got young girls, you got gang member girls, you got prep people that don't even use drugs, that they're just for the alcohol. There's all sorts of kinds of people. They roll the truth, they would be sold for drugs or weapons or money, so technically they're not all gang members, but they're just used for the dirty work of the gangs.
If you're at a party and that's what's going on, the whole gang is what's running it. The other people that are not gang related and you're there, you don't run it. The gang runs it. Cause why? Cause they're gonna have their guns, they're gonna have their money, and they're gonna have the drugs, so they run it. You're just there because they need you there, but they're the ones running it, and if a girl's working for a gang at that moment and you're doing something in the room with somebody, one of your clients or something, there'll usually be 2 gang members in there with you, but they're not watching. They're usually at the door just to make sure they're not too rough on you.
They're always dressed in black. They got their nice black looks, their black t-shirts, their black dickies, their black shoes. There's always 2 of them. Those are the ones who keeps an eye of who comes in and who goes out.
Well, some girls are just sleeping around to sleep around with the guys, and they'll keep you around because obviously you're going to spread your legs whenever they want it. So they'll keep you around, but some girls will get pimped out by the gang and they'll have you working for them. So when they needed the money, so it's like one or the other. You're one girl that just likes to sleep around with people, and you're just making money to make the money, and they're fine with that because you know what you like, sleeping around, so you know what they can make money off you. And there's other girls that they have them working for, and they don't exactly like to be sleeping around, but they do it because they work for them, so you kind of have to do it.
In a way, when they say no, it's either will I bribe them, I tell them, come on man, we're at a party, I need money, I'm all, or sometimes I'll throw a little lie, I don't have any gas in my car, I can't take you back home, so yeah, I always find my ways to get them to do it.
And to those girls, they'll pay them here and there because you know what? They're doing it. And if they get caught, it's not like it was forced on you. You wanted to. So you wanted to sleep with him. And in a way, as long as you're older than 16, it's consensual. They can't do nothing to you. No law can tell you you can't sleep with them.
According to the Polaris Project, trafficking of minors for the purpose of commercial sex acts is a form of modern-day slavery. Child sex trafficking occurs when a person under the age of 18 is induced to engage in commercial sex. Unlike other forms of trafficking, there is no need to show that a minor has been forced, coerced, or defrauded into engaging in commercial sex. If a minor has been induced to perform commercial sex in any way, that minor is a victim of human trafficking.
Sling, it's when you basically trade, in other words, when you trade women.
Usually the girls would be from the age of 13 to 21. Most of them are from 14, 15 to 18.
My plan would be, number one, I wouldn't tell them at all. Number two, set up a deal with whoever wants to buy her. Number three, I can get what I want, and if I want to, I probably give her $5-10 out of the deal, but if not, I just go with the whole profit, so.
According to the FBI 2011 National Gang Threat Assessment, prostitution is also a major source of income for many gangs. Gang members often operate as pimps, luring or forcing at-risk young females into prostitution and controlling them through violence and psychological abuse, according to FBI, National Ground Intelligence Center, and multiple law enforcement reporting.
If you have a certain drug habit, they'll provide you the drugs you want. If you want a certain thing, they'll get you that. Then they'll get you all fucked up on whatever you want to get fucked up on, and then they'll have you do what they want you to do because they don't care, because you got what you wanted out of it. Or even if you're forced to do it, they'll get you high or drunk off something, and then they'll make you do it either way.
It can be marijuana, cocaine, crystal, any drug that's out there, you can trade it for the person that wants to buy it too. You can trade for weapons, an assault rifle, handguns, bulletproof vest. You can even trade it for stereo speakers for your car.
65% of the Johns, or buyers, that go on the internet are more responsive if the ads have age descriptors like young or barely legal attached to them. 65% are more responsive to that.
Those people that are buying the girls from the gangs don't have a certain label because they can be anybody. They could be your freaking neighbor. You never know. It could be anybody. You never know a person really. You never know their little deep dark secrets, their little freaky secrets. So it could be your boss, it could be your friend. You never know. So you can't put a label on it and say, oh, it's just thugs who do this. Oh, it's just this person or that type of person who doesn't know. It could be anybody. So anybody and everybody could be someone who's doing that on the side. So you just never know.
Oh yeah, some of them, it's like when you eat breakfast, you eat a bowl of cereal, so you see it as a normal everyday thing. So yeah, they start doing it often. It's kind of like a job, you keep doing it every day, so in a way people could live off that, because there's a lot of girls that are willing to sell themselves, so in a way you wouldn't have to work, you can pay the rent, you can pay your car payment, pay for your cell phones, so in a way there's a lot of people who depend on it.
But the girls who are forced to, if you get caught doing something and you're 16 or younger than 16, they'll threaten you. They'll say, if you tell people what's going on, you will get it. And not just you, they'll find someone that you know you really care about, and they will put their hands on that person and say, if you talk, this person will get it. So it's on you what's really gonna happen. You keep doing this or they're gonna get it. I've known a lot of people who are in places that shouldn't be there. And they saw things that it wasn't for their eyes to see. The gang will threaten you, and they'll be on you 24/7 about it, so they know that you're not planning on snitching.
A trafficker's process of recruitment and control are sophisticated. There is a calculated method to preying on youth. The trafficker's goal is to exploit and create vulnerabilities and remove the credibility the minor holds in the eyes of their families, the public, and law enforcement. The trafficker's ultimate goal is money or gain.
I've seen girls who just work for the gangs, I'll call it, and what I see it do to them, it destroys them. Little by little by little, they become like they're feeling worthless, like a piece of shit. They feel life is nothing anymore. They would rather die sometimes. Some of them try to commit suicide, because I mean, once you're in, it's really hard to get back out. You won't be able to get out that easy.
Any recommendation that I give is don't join a gang. If you don't know what you're getting yourself into, don't even get involved. Don't even mess around. Don't even hang around.
The lowest I ever got in my life was seeing my little sister doing what I was doing. What was happening to me was no longer just happening to me. To see my little sister go into rooms with guys and do what I was doing, and that was my lowest, because she would tell me when she was drunk that she didn't want to do that no more. But she couldn't just leave me in that lifestyle, because then I would be alone. So we stayed in it together. And that was my lowest point, because I never wanted to hear my little sister say, I stayed because I don't want to see you alone.
In a way, if you got little brothers that really love their mom, I wouldn't let them join. They're gonna carry a gun. I mean, yeah, it's cool to carry a gun, but once you pull that trigger, you're gonna do life in prison. So I wouldn't want to do a stupid thing like that.
It was one day that me and my other sister had gone out, and we were gone for a few days. And we came back, and then my other little sister came up to both of us. She sat with me, and then she cried to me, telling me that she was scared that I wasn't gonna come home anymore. That she was looking out the window thinking, when is she gonna come home? And I wasn't coming home. And that's when I knew I had to stop. Not just for me, but I couldn't keep doing that. Because what I thought at first, was what I do is just hurting me. But obviously, it wasn't just getting to me. So that's when I had to do it. That's when I started seeking help from people.
I left that life. I stopped doing what I was doing. I was slinging girls left and right. I was able to buy stuff for my car, for myself, to look good. Well, right now, I'm expecting a baby. 2, I'm gonna graduate from high school next year pretty soon, hopefully. 3, looking for a job. And 4, I'm trying to move on with my life. Because if my baby's a girl, I wouldn't want some guy to be doing the same thing that I was doing to other females here. So, in a way, that's kind of why I left the life. Because I don't want my daughter to be going through the same thing.
I'm doing this video so people can open their eyes to what's really going on in this community. Because everybody likes to say, oh no, that doesn't happen here. But guess what? It does happen here. It happened to me, and I've lived here my whole life. So I mean, don't be blind to something, and don't think that it's not happening. Because it could happen here, and it is happening here. You just probably never realized it, and if you did, you just probably never wanted to see it for what it really is.
Hi there, my name is Cameron Garcia. I'm the lead pastor at Oasis Community Church here in Sunnyside. I just want to take a moment and thank you for watching the video that you've just finished watching. I know that the subject material is not pleasant, and I know that if you're like me at all, there's probably a number of emotions that you're experiencing right now, and I just want you to know I resonate with that, and I understand. This is a horrific problem. It's one that we don't want to have happening in our community, and we certainly don't want to believe that it is happening in our community. I understand that. The stories that you've just listened to confirm for us that this is happening in our community. And it's not just in Sunnyside, it's throughout all of Yakima County. And it's not just Yakima County, it's happening anywhere. This is a part of gang culture. So here's what we need from you. One is we need your help to raise awareness for the sex trafficking that goes on as a part of gang culture in our local gangs. What that means is if you can show this video to anyone who would be willing to watch it, whether it be through your church, through your place of employment, your family, friends, you name it, if they live here in the Lower Valley or they live in Yakima County, we need them to see this video so that we can begin to have conversations as a community about this topic and what we're going to do about it. The second thing I ask from you today is I want to tell you about a task force that's going to be formed very soon. And on that task force will be different agencies, law enforcement, there'll be service providers, community members, community liaisons, people that from all elements of our community that we can pool together to hopefully be able to talk about this issue openly on the table and be able to come up with solutions based on all of our resources, all of our people, all of our agencies. This problem is beyond the scope of any one particular agency, and so the only way that we can actually stop this from happening in our community is if our entire community comes together and works towards a common solution. So I thank you again for watching this. And I just to reiterate, if you could help us raise awareness, and if you could help point the people that need to be on the task force towards Sunnyside's promise so we can make that happen. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mark Basinger. I'm the Executive Director for Sunnyside's Promise. I would like to first thank the people that have been involved in this project. They've been very brave in telling their stories. For more information about this, please check out sunnysidespromise.org for more footage on this, and you'll find out more ways that you could be a part of this solution. Thank you very much.